Mike's millionaire mindset, which is very, very powerful. So stay until the end so that you watch that, because all of these techniques that you guys will learn today, will not matter if your mindset is not in the right place, right? So, and also if you comment in the chat, where you're from, and I will choose one of you to win or to get Mike's book, From Broke to Millions.
There you
All
go.
right? No,
They ain't
no.
getting no book today. Oh, okay, okay. Well, until then, hey,
All right.
hey, man. Now you talk about mindset, so I'm coaching, and I'll be motivate my kids. So I told them the diamond story, and they was like, "Oh, coach, um, and these are like really smart kids." And it was like, in the process of the diamond, where are we exactly? Are we in the pressure stage? Are we in like a ruby right now? Are we converting? Like, it's like, man, you mother.
You are just a charcoal right now.
So yeah, so we got Billy from Maryland. We got Chicago in the building, ATL.
Irish Kevin.
All right,
Uh-huh.
Baston.
Can you do a Irish accent, Mike?
No, I can't do that. Hey, they love the shirt, baby. Man, this is my jacket, man. This is my hoodie, baby. This is my travel look. And then when I'm on the road, yeah, I look like I got dreads here, so I won't do that. Yeah.
All right. Let's jump right in, guys.
All right, EK in the building. So let's jump into it, man. Facebook, Mike Ealy on the plane to Detroit. Of course you are, Kristen. She's everywhere. We got to talk about Panama. Okay, we're going to talk about BRRRR versus BRRRR. How do you say that? BRRRR. BRRRR. BRRRR versus BRRRR.
All right.
Because what we're talking about is more about opportunity cost. So when it makes sense to sell versus,
Keeping.
refi.
What does the SU stand for?
You're going to learn in a minute.
Yep.
We're not going to, you got to stay tuned.
I
Yep,
can't
yep,
get
yep.
it
I
up
can't
front.
tell you everything up front.
Dang it, man.
All
All
right.
right, next slide, man. So again, I was about to say, I got to talk about the BRRRR again. So in case you guys didn't know about me, I've been invested since 1999, lost it all like 3 years later. So I didn't do a really good job. Recovered and began reinvesting in my career with no money and bad credit, and I was still buying. And so can you. We own 1,500 units, but now I'm selling half the portfolio. So I don't know how many units I'm going to own here shortly. But we're going to own a lot more developments because that's where that money's going. Own some houses, industrial warehouses, parcels of land. And we own 4 hotels. That's going to be about 6 here shortly. And that $81 million development is now like a $90 million development. But it's going extremely well. The market is doing extremely well as well. But still,
despite the higher mortgage interest
we
rate.
just did comps on the market, and they're still over $1,200 a square foot.
What?
We started off when we looked at the project, we was like, well, you should be able to sell at $550 a square foot. It jumped over $800, then $900, then $1,200, then $1,800.
Sarasota is on fire.
Fire. Dum.
That's nice. All right.
All right. Okay. Now, so Walt, to answer your question, what's the difference between BRRRR and BRRSU? Well, BRRRR is you buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. With the BRRSU, we're buying, renovating, rent, then we sell and upgrade. Yes. Sometimes you just got to sell. Well, why would you do that? Well, we're going to talk about that right here, man. Let's go on to the next one. The pros and cons of the BRRRR. All right. The good thing about the BRRRR is you get to keep the property and you keep benefiting from the cash flow. You're starting to get a check every month. You refi and you're not paying taxes on the income that you brought in. That's great. Cash flow to me is king. Like, there's nothing wrong with flipping the house and getting cash back, but then you got to repeat the process all over again.
Right. It becomes a job.
Yeah. Versus when you BRRRR, you're just doing it and you're done. That machine is well oiled and it just keeps going. The con about a BRRRR is sometimes you only get 70-75% loan to value hits
when you refinance.
when you refinance. So you may not get all of your equity out. And so when you do a deal and you don't get all of your cash, you get a bulk of it back. Let's say you had a $50,000 or $100,000 down payment. Well, sometimes when you do a BRRRR and it's not all the way valued or stabilized where it needs to be, you may only get 50% of your 50,000 or 100,000. You may only get 25% of that.
Yeah,
You
depends
may
on the
only get,
deal.
or you may get 75%. You still got a little bit left, which is still okay. But because you didn't get all that, you may miss out. That's what we call opportunity cost. So that's why when people are like, Mike, how come you won't do the deal? It hits the equity metrics. So I'm like, well, I'm going to leave I don't know if I can get all my money out when it's time to refinance, or it may be a lot of work, but a lot of times, sometimes it's, I got to refinance and I'm not getting all my money. Well, for me, that's what triggers me to sell a lot of times, you know, unless it's just cash flowing like crazy.
Or unless the area is still growing.
Yeah. Like, let's say I did get let's say I did $100,000 down payment, right? And I BRRRR'd it and I got 75,000. But the thing is cash flowing like $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month. Well, I'm gonna have my money back in a year. So who cares?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, I mean, after if it's $2,000 a month, I netted 24,000, that reimbursed it. And you know, at that point, it doesn't matter.
Right. Provided it's in a good area with little management headaches. Right.
There you go. Let's go to the next one. Hey, Instagram, where you at, man? We got a bad signal. Y'all normally send me hearts and everything. Yep. As soon as I do that, I push some buttons. I don't even know what I did. Oh boy. Ingram, when you fix my phone, man, I don't know what I just did. So the pros and cons of BRRRR SU. One, another one, you get 100% of your equity out to buy better properties when you sell. That's one of the BRRRR, you know, that's one of the, if you did it right, okay. Oh, we good? We plugged that? Okay, it's okay. All right. You get 100% of your money back. And if you guys like 1031s, you could do a 1031 tax exchange where you don't get any money out of that. You know, I mean, you don't have to pay any taxes on that. And you can offset your accelerated depreciation. Yes, some of you do deals and you'll accelerate the depreciation so you don't have to pay all that. Those are the great things. Now, the con, if you sell, well, you don't get the benefit of appreciation because over a period of time, naturally, if you're in a good area, the value of that property will steadily increase. Yeah. Sometimes it'll increase, sometimes it won't. We need to re-log in. Okay. So that's one of the things when if you sell, that's one of the things.
The downside, yeah.
Yep. All right, there we go. We're back. Hey, Instagram. Whoa. Felt like a video. Okay. All right.
To type in the Zoom ID.
Yeah, if you type that back in.
Okay.
All right, let's go into the next one, Walt. Now, why do I sell and why do I upgrade? Well, for me, when I first started, it was pretty easy, simple solution. I used to own 100 units plus of DNF property. If any of y'all anybody on here ever owned a D or F property? You? Yep.
Yep.
You owned the DNF?
I used to own a property in Avondale in the hood, man.
Man, anybody listening? Medina raised his hand.
And I lost money. And I lost sleep. No, and all my hair became gray, you know. So
move out. He's working on. Yeah, moved out the way.
Okay.
You're blocking camera views. Yeah, man. I mean, a DNF property will make you do a lot of different things, man. But you know, when I did a DNF, that's all I could do. Like, I would try to go flip houses, but I couldn't because it took up so much of my time. Like, DNF properties are management intensive, man. Like, you can do it, but like, man, when I owned an Over the Rhine in the West End, that was all I could do. Now, I made good money off the cash flow. I mean, I was netting like 30, 40 grand off that 128 unit, which was great. I mean, that was great cash flow. The problem was I didn't have time to do nothing else. So I had some other properties that cash flow. So now I'm what? I had 60, 70,000 in cash flow. And then I'll flip 1 or 2 properties. So I was just over 100 grand a year, which is cool. I had freedom, but I couldn't do anything else though. Why? Because I was so busy always doing work. So I sold my DNF and upgraded to a C property. Oh my gosh. Getting to the C was a whole different ball game. Like true story. When I left, well, actually when I got to A and B, but when and on a B or A and B property I had, the tenants would call and they were like, hello, Mr. Mike, or Nassau Property Management. And he was like, yes. He was like, well, I'm gonna be late on my rent. It's the 31st. And I was like, what's late? I will have it on the 2nd or the 3rd. I was like, oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas my DNF property, it will be like November. And they were like, Mr. Mike, yeah, I'm gonna be late. I was like, well, what do you consider late? I'm gonna pay you in February when I get my tax refund. I was like, well, damn.
Okay.
Okay.
So they prefer to buy Christmas gifts than pay
Yeah,
your
they
rent.
want to pay Christmas gift, but they didn't have money. Yeah, that's the hustle. But literally, when you in DNF, that's the market. Like we worked with people. I knew people would pay me.
Mhm.
I let them go, December, January, February came. They paid. Matter of fact, not only did they pay November and December and January, they paid February, March, and April.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, you just got to know who you work with. Have I got burned before? Yes. Not often, but it has happened. But for the most part, but you gotta, I wouldn't do that with a tenant that just moved in.
Mhm.
But tenants that have been with me 2-3 years,
Mhm.
Well, let's go on the next one. I think they get the picture. Why do I sell and upgrade? Well, man, I just wanted more time. So I was like, how can I do that? And so in order to get more time, I had to have better properties so I could hire people to self-manage, so I can hire third-party operators. And so when I upgraded to A and B properties and hotels, my time became freed up because with these properties, I was in better areas and I didn't need to monitor as much. And now I can hire asset managers to actually help manage the properties and report to me.
Mhm.
Like, because of the way I've done these things, that's the only reason I'm doing these podcasts right now.
Mhm.
That's the only reason I got time. And, I just love talking and educating people. Well, I can't see. Okay. All right. I was able to focus on acquisition and raising private capital. And the result, I was able to scale up faster. And not only scale up faster, but it gave me time to think about what it is I really want to do.
Mm. Yeah, that's
How
true.
many out here, like, are so busy they can't even think of what they have to do next, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm.
Like I have time to think about what I want to do, plan it out, put it together after my next deal, and not have to move for 30, 60 days. Like I can put it in motion, like, okay, in this 6 month, we're going to execute.
Mhm.
And so that's what happens when you continue to build and step up your game. And then when you move out of the DNF properties, man, a lot of the frustration and the pressure goes away.
Mm.
All right. Well, let's go on to the next one. So, in my book, From Broke to Millions, where's that book at, man? If you haven't got the book, don't be a square. Get your book, From Broke to Millions, all right? Get it right now. You can get it online from broketomillions.com. From broketomillions.com, get your book right now. I detail in that book on how I use the BRRRR method. And I show multiple examples with $1 million in profits in my book from a couple of times. So from broketomillions.com, get the book and I'll share your BRRRR. But right now, I'm gonna show you one right now. Well,
Yeah, chapters 22, 23, 24. You showed
22, 23,
Yeah.
24. Here's a BRRRR deal I did, and we almost netted $5 million. That's right, $5 million. I know you're like, man, ain't no way. Let me show you. Yes way. All right, here we go. Walt, let's go. So here's the HUD. If you look at this bottom right, there it is, 4.9 million and 44,000. All right. I was 60, 64, 54 away. Well, some change.
Yeah.
All right.
54,000 away from 5 million.
That would have been nice.
Mhm.
All right. So, and let's go on to tell them how much we paid, what we did, how we did the portfolio. Let's go. So we bought this on a few, and I'm still actually in the office. I'm moving out here shortly because, like, I don't want to pay rent here. I was living rent free. You know, I was the ultimate hack house. I was house hacking
And office
for
hacking.
all, yeah, office hack. Right. I
Office
did my
hacking.
office hack to stay here. But now I got to pay rent. And I'm like, this doesn't sound right. So I'm moving.
The OG landlord can't pay rent.
Yeah. Like,
That's want to pay rent. Yeah.
yeah. So we purchased 137 units. Purchase price, we bought it for $1 million. I know you're
That's
like,
great.
what? How could you? How much was that? It's like 13 a door. It's less than that.
Door, probably.
Oh my gosh, man. I know we paid more than that, didn't we?
No, I mean, according to Nate's notes.
I don't think so.
like
Yeah,
a
no, I
million.
remember.
Yeah,
I remember.
137.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do
Let me
that. Do the
divide
math.
it
I
by
didn't do that right. Because it was like 13 something a door or something like that. Or 10 a door. No, it had to be less.
7,300 a door.
Oh my gosh. 7,300 a door. We put 600 in renovation. Do you know what was so great about this deal? When we refinanced just this bill, so the 137 units was more of a portfolio.
Mhm.
So like the properties on the few, that was like a total of 54, 57 units.
Yeah, this
Then-
building that we're in.
Yep.
Mhm.
Then the one on McHenry was like 20 something units. And then I had some on Brackenwood, which was like 16, something like that.
And there are houses too, right? Is that no? Or
No, it was just his. Oh, wait, because going up the street, it's got two families, right?
Okay.
But here's the great thing: just LaFuel, just everything on LaFuel.
Mhm.
We refine. No, forget all that. We refinanced just the buildings on refuel.
Mhm.
That not only reimbursed, that paid the investor off, that paid the guy that did the owner financing, which I'm giving away part of the story. And we had money to pay off investors and put a little money in their pocket.
Nice.
Now that was a true BRRRR.
Mhm.
But we'll talk about the BRRRR here in a second. So purchase for $1 million, did 600 in renovations. Walt, let's go on to the next one. And so here's the thing. We negotiated the seller because he wasn't doing well. Health was bad. He actually developed it. And he was like, man, I don't really want to sell, but I need to sell. And I was like, well, look, we give you, we give you the best of both worlds. I will give you a little bit of cash and then you own a finance. And he said, deal.
Yeah, and I guess he was amenable to that because he was losing money.
He was losing money on top of that, like
Mhm.
losing money. Like, I mean, it was dated.
10,000 a month. It's not cheap,
No.
man.
Losing 10,000 of money is like, let me get out. And on top of it, you know, like at the time, we wasn't really getting hard money loans for that.
Yeah, and then I mean, like banks will not lend money on properties like this that are not in the best areas and they're losing money like that. Yeah.
No, we bought it in the C neighborhood. So we put 150 down. He financed 850 at 4.5%. Like, look, the interest rate wasn't even at, was it at 4.5? I think.
Yeah. Yeah. According to Nate's notes. Yep.
I don't think that, no, that was our interest rate, but I don't think it was 4.5 then. Because this was like 3, 4, 5 years old.
Mhm.
Rates were like 6%.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying. We got the rate down low.
Banks. Yeah. Yeah. So,
And it
so
was-
that's the owner finance. So what you're saying is the owner finance interest is a lot lower than
The actual market.
the actual market. Yeah.
I mean, we killed it, man.
Yep.
Walt, next one. But we have a problem. We have a problem. Neither Nate or me had 150,000 cash. Besides, we really needed 750,000.
Yeah, because of the renovation.
Yeah. So really,
And
yeah.
then both of
yeah.
your credit are not good either.
Yeah. So we need it. So overall, even though we got the guy to finance, we needed more money. We needed, you know, a total of like 750.
Right.
Well, And Nate just came out of bankruptcy. So a picture of that, just out of bankruptcy. I don't have really good credit or the net worth or one or the other. And Nate's coming out of bankruptcy.
Yeah, like
How in the hell y'all gonna do this
like
deal?
even if this property was performing, banks will not lend you money either.
Yeah,
right?
so that's when I get into talking about, man, leverage other people, utilize other people so you can get to where you need to go.
Yep.
Well, let's go to the next one. So what we did, we called everyone we knew. And man, we got a lot of slam phones. Man, don't call me, ask about no money. I don't know if this is something I'm ready for. I need to check with the wife. Man, I just bought this car.
Yeah,
Oh,
especially,
I got to pay my kids' tuition.
especially if since you told them it's in Westwood,
Yeah,
which is a C area.
but we found the right group,
Mhm.
and they were actually a group that's wanting to do more deals,
Mm.
and they wanted to get in the real estate game. And
Yeah.
we was like, and they had a good operating system they were putting together to manage. I was like, hey, why don't you come and partner with us?
Yeah.
And we partnered up and we did the deal. And from there, we ended up buying, I don't know, 400 or 500 units.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Cool.
that's what happened. So what do you do? So look, you do need money to do real estate. It just doesn't have to be yours. OPM, other people's money.
Yeah, yeah. And then the whole point of you should not limit yourself with the resources that you have, or don't limit yourself with your limitations.
When you starting to sound like you believe in this concept nowadays.
Yeah, like my mind expanded when I hang out with you and Nate, man.
Yeah, now hanging with
You know?
Nate, it can't help it. You know, like
Yeah, Nate is like-
I'm more laid back, like, man, I don't know if I can do it. Sure, you can. What is it? Well, I need to raise 10 million. Sure, you can. Have you ever done it? No. A little challenging, but you can do it. What? What? Yeah, here, let's do these steps. So, yeah, let's go on the next one, Walt. So, look, you don't have to actually do the deal, raise all the money, but what you can do is be a big deal maker, right? Big deals are made more than they are found. Do you get that?
Mhm.
Look, if you find a deal, look, look, that's you in the suit, right? That's you in the black suit. And then look, you work with somebody like, man, I got this deal. And then you say, okay, well, I don't have any money. Who do I know that has money? Who do I know can relate to
Raise the
somebody
money.
that has money? And guess what? That's what we did. We found a deal. We found a group that could manage. Here's another thing. They could manage and they could raise money. So we did that.
Nice.
And then after we got it up and running and then we refinanced, credit partners, we all signed for the debt. Impressive. Yes, at the time I couldn't sign for it by myself, but as a group.
Yeah, and that's what I like about the big deals, right? Because if you do this with single family homes and you get a credit partner, that I mean, both you and the credit partner will be on the loan.
Yeah.
And it's like if you don't have good credit, then the loan will be denied because of
That's
you,
right.
right? And then, you know, with single family homes, when you try to raise the down payment, the lender will say, no, it cannot be, right? I mean, the cash has to be there for at least 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know?
man, where's my money? The bank, like, where's my money? So, all right, let's go on to the next one. So why did we sell? Man, yes, we were making good money, but now we could take that money and put it into another deal that's bigger and better. Because of those deals I've sold, I met bigger investors or investors, not that they were bigger. They just had more investor to invest, more funds to invest, and we were able to do larger projects. And here's just 3. And I'm refinancing and pulling out cash on some other deals. And guess what? I'm going to do more developments. Why? Because we'll potentially be cash heavy. So I don't need an instant return right away. You know,
Nice.
So everybody's in different strategies. Now, after I spend my money, I promise you I'll be looking for some cash flow from somewhere. Like, wait a minute. I don't spend too much money. All right. So it's a balance.
Right.
But you know, if you keep your money in there and you don't pull it out, now you're missing out on opportunities. For example, you invested in this deal and you was like, man, this is my last $250,000, right?
Mhm.
You're like, man, I could put it in this house, fix it up, and sell it for 350, but I'm gonna have to put 50,000 in it to work it out. So you're all in for three, you sell it for 350, and net 50 grand. And it took you 4 or 5 months, right?
Mhm.
Not a bad deal, right? I mean, what's the return on that?
50 over.
50 over 300. Yeah. Oh well, 250 here. You put 100. No, we put 50. So hold on, let's see. Well, you doubled your money. Well, no, you got a loan. So let's say you did it all cash. 300. Well, 350 divided by 300. A
16%.
16% return, and you did it in
5
4 to
months.
6 months.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a good turn. If you would have did it over a year, I mean, it'll be a little less, but I mean, it'd still be 16, but you did it in a year. That's still a good return. But what if I told you you did that deal and then you got this higher end project and they said, look, I need 300,000 and I can 2x your money
Mhm.
in a year.
Mm.
Now you missed out on the opportunity.
Mhm.
That's what they mean by opportunity cost.
Right.
This makes
right.
sense to everybody? Yes or
Right.
yes? Yes or yes? Okay. So,
Yeah, and the other thing too about that one,
mhm,
right, is the second situation is passive,
yeah,
right? So now you have time to look for other opportunities. Whereas in the other one, you plunk in your 300,000, you spend 5 months,
mhm,
right, to only make 16%. Whereas the other one is like totally passive and you make
yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, there's nothing wrong because, first of all, I just don't want you sitting on your money uh, and just waiting,
Mhm.
right? I mean, look, I want you to be patient, but just don't jump after anything. The bottom line, get out there and do a good deal. But, you know, all right, well, so lessons learned, be the deal maker. If you're not limited by your resources, if you find the right people, if you put a team together and leverage each other, you can do big things. Like I always say, you're one big deal and one big partner away. I don't think I say one big partner away. I do say one big deal. I
Right.
do say, I'm gonna add on to it, and one big partner away.
Right. So guys, that's the key in this case study, right? Real deal that Mike showed you guys is that, yeah, don't be limited by your limitations, right? I mean, if I saw the post on LinkedIn this morning, like,
Wow, you see that?
like four bad things about this deal, right? And yet, Mike and Nate were able to overcome them,
Mhm.
and they made so much money as a result. Like a lot of people, if they encounter a deal where they don't have any money to put down, like credit was bad, it's losing 10,000 a month, and all
Mm.
the banks told you no. I mean, like, I guarantee it, 99% of people listening will be like, oh, you know what? Let's not do this deal. It's too much. Let's just move on to an easier one. But you
Yes.
guys, attack that head on, and you found a solution. And because of that, after a few years,
That's why
you
we're
made so much
called
money.
the #1 real estate solution company because we provide real solutions for real problems.
I feel like you named yourself that.
Well, who else gonna name me?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no like association that names people that.
I think when people comes up with that, they just coin the phrase.
Right. That's exactly what it is. Like,
Who said you did that? Oh, I did.
it's like you hear those people on those commercials like, we're the best bug killers in the world. And like, we just started.
Yeah, but having like looking for the right partners is
Mhm,
is
it's
like
essential.
is very key.
Yeah, and you don't want to work with everybody.
That's true too.
You, you want to get along with everybody, but you don't want to work with everybody.
Yeah,
Right.
because whether you're playing in the small game of single family homes or the bigger game of large apartments and hotels, there will always be good guys and assholes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like one of those guys tried to even kick you out of this
Yeah. I
deal,
mean, I
right?
brought them to the deal.
Yeah,
Like
that's crazy.
you mother sucker.
That's crazy, you know. So
I brought a what was that deal at the time? About 90 million, $100 million project that all we had to do is finish it and we could sell it for 120 million.
Mm.
Easy. And walk away. And he was just, man, I want it for myself. Get out of here.
Man.
Kick mud. Kick these rocks, player.
Yeah. So that's the only thing
Keep
you
walking till
you need
the
to be
sun
careful.
don't shine.
You know, are those
Walk down the street.
greedy SOBs out there.
Kick yourself.
All
Walk,
right.
go upstairs. For mama get the switch. Oh,
Okay. Let's move on to the next bit.
Mama ain't never get the switch.
No.
I ain't never get the switch either. I did get that. You got the switch? I got that belt. And it leave them little marks on your leg.
Oh.
Whelps.
I got anything in arm's reach.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom is more like that, but where's my dad? You know?
Yeah, I even got a shoe to the head one time. You know, man, black families back in the day, man, they just reach for anything.
I don't know if
Oops,
you ever
I
did.
didn't mean to hit that with the iron. I was just trying to throw something at you.
My mother had a very she was very good at making things that were soft hurt.
What?
Yeah,
Soft
yeah. I
things
got
hurt.
beat with a comforter.
I don't even know how you
But
do that.
bro, that was probably one of my worst.
And the comforter hurts.
I got beat with a comforter. Shut up, man.
Hey, I put my mom on this phone. She'll tell you about it.
Well, shut up, man. Let's go to the
All right.
next one. So you might be wondering, how come they always got beat so much? You might be wondering, how do I find those partners? All right, well, look, we'll tell you right now. Let's go here. You can do what we did.
Where you get that shirt, that picture from, man?
He is cross-eyed, man. You can do what we did. You can call everyone you know. Maybe you'll find the people with money experience to help you. What if you find a bad partner? What if the partner try to kick you out? Like, this is real situation.
Mhm.
When you're out there hustling and trying to, make something happen, man, people are like, And look, I don't do that.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong. It's in the back of my hand, like, I should do this deal myself. But I'm like, no, man, like, I want people to win. Like,
Mhm.
I'm like, well, how can we work together? And you'll run into people and you'll be like, man, you're talking yourself out of the deal. Now I see why nobody wants to do the deal with you.
Mm.
So, but my point is, you got to be careful on who you do that. You got to be in a place where you're comfortable to share your deal. Because I've known numerous times I've shared a deal and next thing you know, the deal's gone.
Oh wow.
I'm like, what happened? Oh, I went on the contract. Like, but I didn't even tell nobody. But let's go on to the next one. Let's talk about this. Or your second best option is go to the BRRRR360.com. What?
So because they can find partners there, right?
Oh, okay,
Right?
okay.
I mean, some of the speakers, for example, right?
Golden transition there. Golden transition.
That was so amazing.
I mean, number
Thank you,
one,
Lynn.
all the speakers, if you add up the amount of deals you guys did, it's like over $5 billion, right? Right?
Mhm,
Number
mhm.
one. Number two, a lot of the attendees have experience, and especially some of our mastermind members will be
Okay.
there, and our mastermind members know what they're doing. So there you go.
You know what? Because we believe in this so much, now we're going to give a book away and a free ticket to the BRRRR360.
The one lucky winner.
A lucky winner is going to get a BRRRR360. No, Walt, you can't go. Well,
What you talking about, bro?
Yes, we're going to give.
Even-
James raised his hand already. We're going to give a free ticket away because that's how we want somebody to see how valuable. Well, I know we got people coming, but someone that went going, get a different perspective on that.
But you got to stay until the very end.
Yeah,
Okay?
stay to the very end.
Because
Kristen, you already got a ticket. Get out of here.
Christine is saying, reimburse my ticket.
Okay, so let's go on to the next one. What's
You
next?
care talking about she coming. Yeah, okay.
No, she's like, it's me. Like, is it me?
No, it ain't you.
And the best option is, drum roll, please.
Drum roll,
To
please.
find the right partners.
Yeah. She got the lucky Irish.
All right, next slide. There you go.
The best option is coming to be a part of the Big Deal Mastermind. Look by the numbers. She was just saying this.
What you talking about, Will?
Man, multiple family man units. Just with the group we have acquired as a team 2,387 units. They invested and acquired over 231 keys in hotels and raised almost over $8 million.
Yeah.
$8 million to do deals.
And by the way, these numbers don't include Mike's deals.
No. No.
Yep.
Hey, so look, if you're interested, typically we have you call our guy, CK, but now you're going to call Steve. Steve is our setter. He's going to talk to you and put it all together and set you up a call with Chris, and we can walk you through everything. So 561-889-8135, call Steven, 561-889-8135. And guess what? You can meet Steve and Chris at the BRRRR 360. Everybody's going to be there. Walt's going to be there. Ingram's going to be there. Wendell's going to be there. I'm going to be there. My mama going to be there.
Your mama gonna be there?
My baby mama going to be there. My baby mama, my wife.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a baby. Well, I do have.
Say,
She is my
everybody
baby.
says that and you don't think of wife when it's beside the point.
EK is going to be there.
EK,
Ariel's going to be there.
There you go.
There, Billy. Well, Billy might be a lucky winner. All right. What we got next? Anything? Is that it?
That's it. That's it.
Okay,
So,
let's take some questions
yeah,
here.
just continue to flash that
Yeah.
for a few minutes.
Somebody on Facebook said, "What are keys?" I can answer that question.
You can
Well,
answer. Well, let's get a
Well,
drum roll, please.
Okay,
Can-
let's do it, let's do
let-
it.
Oh, hold on.
Go.
I gotta get there.
Okay.
So the question is,
What are keys?
what are keys?
In
What-
hotels, they call them keys, not units.
Major key.
How come what got an applause, but not you, Mike?
I don't know. So yeah, so
If I answered the question for the first
so in
time
ho-
of doing this
yeah, there you
podcast for
go.
over a year.
there you go.
Thank
See, you sit around and learn something. So yeah, when people
Finally,
do,
what learned something.
I got it.
so when you do a hotel, people don't describe it as doors. Else you'll hear people say that, but they don't describe it. They talk in keys. All right. So when you talk about apartments, they say units and doors, and hotels they say keys. Very good, Walt. I'm so excited. Mic drop. All right.
All right, let's
Um,
answer
I'm getting there. I'm
Jeff-
waiting for my next one.
Jeff Miskin asked, Mike, earlier you mentioned you didn't have 150,000 for the down payment, but you really needed $750. The extra $600,000 for the renovation. Did this final financial partnership provide you all the $750,000?
Mhm.
What did they ask for in return for providing that much capital? A guaranteed return, part of the equity in the deal, or both? Can you please share with us? Jeff, if I told you, I had to kill you. But we don't kill around here. We just give information.
Mhm.
All right. No, Jeff. So look, man, that's a great question. On that one,
Yeah, they're
we gave
partners, right?
6%. I'm trying to remember. We gave 6 and 10 or 6 and 15
Oh, to the private investor.
to private investor. So yes, they between 3 investors, they gave a total of $750,000. And they got 6% on their money.
6% pref.
Yeah,
Mhm.
6% pref plus 15% of the total deal.
They got 15% equity.
It might have been
Nice.
20, but I'm pretty sure it's 15.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, because we brought a lot of the debt as well.
Yeah.
So, that was great. Now, in deals that I do where I raise capital, depending on the raise, I do deals where I give up equity. For example, I give debt and equity. Like, matter of fact, my deal in my Marriott Courtyard,
Mhm.
I did that deal where I gave up, let's see, we took 70% to GP, the LP got 30%, but they got a 9% pref. In our hotel deals,
Now,
I did
now,
one.
Now,
Go
before
ahead.
you
Okay.
move on there, so
Okay,
like
okay.
maybe explain like what does pref mean for those listening who don't know what that means.
Okay, pref is just another way of saying we clipping a coupon. But when you do a pref, it's not guaranteed that you'll get a distribution payment based on the amount of money you invested. Let me restate that again. So typically when you lend money, let's say you got a private lender and they say they want 10% annually on their money. Well, you kind of clip the coupon, you got a mortgage or private debt on the property. Well, on a commercial deal, first of all, typically commercial banks are not going to allow a second mortgage to get on the property. And they talk in preferred. So they're like, you're the preferred investor. I'm going to clip your coupon for 6 or 10%. But if the property is not performing, I don't have to pay you that much. Now, it doesn't mean they don't have to catch up. They do have to catch up, or it potentially could accrue. So let's first say, example, you invested $100,000 and your pref was 6%. So at the end of 12 months or over a period of 12 months, they need to pay $60,000. No, $6,000
per
sorry.
year. Yeah.
$6,000 per year, right? But let's say the project was under renovation, there was no cash flow, so they couldn't pay it. So then at the end of 12 months, they owe $106,000. That's when they mean they're accrual. So then now, instead of paying, let's say,
6,000, it will be 6%.
yeah,
What is
instead of 6,000 a month divided by 12,
per month?
that's $500 a month, right? But now because it's
106.
$106,000. Let me put that away. Times 0.06. Now they pay 6,360 divide that per year, divide that. So now they got to pay extra $30 a month to catch up, based on that. And then at the end of the 3 years, as long as they keep making payments, they're going to owe 106,000. Okay. So you never get away from the interest payment. All right. There was another question.
There's a question here.
You scroll back up.
There's a question here, Mike.
Oh, where you got?
Cynthia.
Okay. Cynthia,
Cynthia
yes.
Miller, do you have potential partners sign an NDA, non-disclosure agreement?
Sometimes it depends on if I control the deal. If I outright own the property, I'm not signing. I don't make anybody sign an NDA. If it's a deal I'm working on, it just all depends. It depends on who I'm dealing with. I mean, a lot of times but like when I first started, I always made somebody sign an NDA.
Right.
Like I don't care who you are, I would make people sign an NDA, especially when you're starting off. It's just, I'm in a position, I don't care. Like let's say deals I got them tied up for 2 or 3 years. So I'm not worried about somebody going around. Like they can't, I got it tied up. Now, if I don't perform in 2 or 3 years, then so be it. So, so yes, it just depends. Was there one more ticket? One more question in there.
Rogers Brian, he asked a quick list of things needed when talking and presenting a deal to prospective investors.
Say that one more time.
What are some of the things needed when talking and presenting a deal to prospective investors?
Man, that's a great question. And I know some of you, the first thing you're going to think about, what you need to know when you're presenting for a deal to get an investor, you immediately going to start talking about the deal. Man, this deal's so great. It has an internal rate of mid-teens of 15, 16%. It has a equity multiple of 2x. It has a cash on cash of 8%. It's in a great location. And I've done this, this, and this. And I've done these deals, and my partner's done this, this, and this. I'm not saying that's not important, but really, it's not important. What's important is what your investor wants.
Yep.
The investor wants a relation. They want a relationship. They want to know, they want to get to know you and find out that, hey, you're going to pay me my money back. So many people, like, why we weren't successful raising money right away? Because we went in talking about ourselves. What they really wanted to know, really people just want to know, I can trust you. So how do they trust you? You listen and you repeat almost verbatim what they said. And then they'll be like, oh my gosh, they listening. Oh my gosh, we're the perfect match. Because they want to make sure you understand their goal. Like when I had investor meetings, I'll say, hey, what are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to do? What type of returns are you looking for? What is this? How long do you want to be in the deal? What's a good return to you? What do you like investing with? Are you aggressive? Are you conservative? And then after the meeting, I kind of sum it up. So what I'm hearing is you like to make 8%, you invested in other deals where you made 10 or 12%. Ideally, you don't need that. You would prefer to, as long as you can get a good return, you don't even necessarily care about making cash on cash. You would like an internal rate of mid 15s, but I'm shooting for 20% internal rate of return. And And I like hotels, but I prefer apartments. And then I respond to all that back, and it's like, oh my gosh, you understand. No, I just listen. And that's it. So so I'm not saying you should not know that information about internal rate of return, cash on cash, the metrics and demographics. They're going to see all that in the summary. And you can go over that. But the key thing is somebody has to have that relationship so that they believe that they can invest with you and get a great return. Does that make sense? Yes or yes, no or no.
So in summary, guys, when trying to talk to a prospective investor for the first time, don't have that diarrhea of the mouth and blurt out all the numbers, right? But it's more like what's in it for the investor, right?
Yeah.
And the conversation is all about him or her, not about you.
Yeah.
Right. Or not, it's not even about the deal. Now, once you have that relationship established and now you have a deal, then you can tell the investor, hey, here's a deal. I emailed you the details. It fits exactly what you're looking for because you told me, you have a big capital gains and you need something, that has an opportunity zone. And this is exactly an opportunity zone. Bam. That's it, right? Because you understood your investor, because not everybody wants, 10% cash on cash return or 20% IRR. Each investor is different. All right. So next question here.
Yeah. And so and even if somebody slides to you on a platter, man, you still need to see, just talk to the investor and find out what they want. So, don't get me wrong. If somebody comes like, they're great, they just want to invest, they want to place their money with you, you still want to talk to them and find out what they need. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Next question from Jeff Mishkin. Do you guys hire an outside team to handle all of your project renovations and property management, or do you do that all yourself?
Depends on the deal. So my hotels, we got a third-party operator. We've been in talks of bringing it in-house. But I think we'll keep it at third party. I will bring an asset manager in as a consultant or inside my team to help manage it more, so I can, because there's no way I can manage it day to day. Well, contractors, yes. We definitely have outside contractors we establish relationships with. A door for venture. A door.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Well, you can answer that.
Okay. Yes, I'll handle it for now. All right. So what was the question again? Oh yeah, the in terms of contractors. So what's nice about Mike and Nate is that they're vertically integrated. So they have their own construction company. So they have some in-house contractors, but at the same time they outsource. They have some subcontractors, that they work with. Let's say especially for HVAC, things like that. But generally, yeah, I mean they have because they have their own in-house construction management company. And also with apartments, they have some in-house property management company. So that kind of kept their cost low. So let me answer the question from Sylvia Cordes. She asked, what if your deal is really good? Are you still conservative with the numbers, or do you keep it until the end? So what if your deal is really good? Are you still conservative with the numbers, or do you keep it until the end? I don't quite understand. your your question, but if um it doesn't matter, I mean, you always have to present the deal in such a way that you don't want to overpromise, right? So it's always good to tell the investor that, hey, I have this deal. Now, again, this is after what Mike told you guys, right? Meaning you already have a relationship with the investor, you already, you already knew what they want, right? And then when you're presenting a deal, even if it's like a slam dunk deal, be very conservative with how you present it. So the way Mike would present it, it's like, okay, so here are three scenarios, right? For this deal, here's the likely case scenario. You will make, I don't know, 18% IRR, whatever, right? Let's just, throw some numbers in there, right? Just to illustrate the point. But this is our worst case scenario. That is, if we cannot rent it market, we will have to go to Section 8. The IRR conservative scenario or worst case scenario is 12%, right? And then this is the best case scenario. That is, if everything goes right, the market jumps up, whatever. Then instead of just getting 20% IRR, now you're getting like 30% IRR, right? So even if it's a good deal, you
Yeah.
gotta always think of the worst case and present what will be the worst case as well, not just the best case or not just the likely case.
All right, which one we're doing now? Is what is
Next question.
Sylvia or Rogers?
Yeah. Next question from Sylvia again. What's the first thing you should do to start in this space? What do you recommend for a newbie?
That's a good question. Naturally, education. I'm always saying that.
Yeah.
If you want to expedite what you're doing, I would get a mentor,
A coach.
a coach. We provide that. We'll be great for you. But even if you didn't work with us, work with somebody.
Yep.
I know multiple people. I'm one I kind of did it, but still got paid. Like I literally kind of sort of did an intern with although I didn't do an intern, I had my license there. So I was just always in the office. But the model group, they were a small development group of low-income tax credits. They were one of the largest in the city, if not the largest in the city. And I kind of worked under them as a realtor, but I got to see how all the development deals got put together.
Yeah. So you basically work for them for free, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
But because of your work with them, you got paid like a property.
Yeah,
right?
when I sold the
Like a 28
deal or
unit,
that.
yeah.
And then what happens is when you start hanging around people like that, then they start shooting you deals.
Yeah.
I got a lot of multi-units because of them.
Yeah. I mean, in fact, in our mastermind, we sometimes, like tell our mastermind members, hey, here's a deal, analyze it. If it works,
Take it.
and we actually buy it or whatever, or if you want to buy it, right? Then, but yeah, that can happen.
All right. Roger Byron. So do you find investors and build relationships with them before seeking deals?
Yes.
Thank
Quick
you.
answer. Yes.
What's your favorite saying, Win?
Dig the well before you're dying of thirst.
Yeah, man. Like you don't want to have a deal and not have any money. But if you got a good deal, you'll find it. But still, once you start getting in larger deals, you got to have somebody with some money somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, you can do deals and not have your own money, but there's some money needed. All right. And so it's kind of like getting pre-approval. You want to get pre-approved. You don't want to just go get the loan, go do the deal, and not have a loan in place. All right. Or knowing what you're approved for. So there you go. Alicia Tom, that's great to know. I'm a newbie who needs a mentor. Well, hey, you come to the right spot. So hey, pull up Steve's number again, or do we got another play? And we got another question. So look, if you're looking for mentorship, call Steve 561-889-8135 or text him 561-889-8135. All right, what's the next question?
No, I think it's more of a comment, so it's okay.
What's the comment?
We can do the millionaire mindset.
All right, now it's time for
Yeah.
the millionaire mindset.
Go ahead, Walt. I like the sound effect of this millionaire mindset.
You like this?
Yeah.
Now it's time for Mike's millionaire mindset.
Yeah. I used to talked about you guys are more than average. I talked about never quitting. The other week I talked about being a diamond and handling pressure. But really, when it's all said and done, man, in order to succeed, in order to advance, you just got to be consistent and put some work in. You know, I mean, here, man, there's many things that I was challenged at. Like, you know what? Some of you, I know you don't believe it because you see me a lot, but doing social media was challenging for me. I didn't want to be out there. I didn't want to share, but I knew what my goal was. We wanted to raise capital. And because of that, because I got on social media, because we was consistent, because we made a commitment, we were able to run into multiple people and raise millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. We just paced ourselves. At least I did. I know they would love for me to shoot more video. And I need to shoot more video. But we just made a commitment, and that changed everything. So whatever it is that you want in life, just make the commitment and work at it every day. Because when you make that commitment and you put in the work every day, it starts to come alive. It's like speaking to those dry bones in the valley. You got to speak to it. Say it over and over and over. Speak your affirmations. I am wealthy. I'm rich. I have real estate. And then what happens is, as you become consistent in these things, you start taking steps, you start taking action, and then it becomes a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could tell you it's some rocket science, because then I could say that is the only reason so a lot of people won't survive or make it, because you got to be really, really smart. But it's not the case, because I'm not really, really smart at all. I just have a lot of great experiences. So if you just take the action steps and be consistent, and even if you're on the basketball court and you keep missing your shot, just keep shooting. Eventually it'll go in. And then eventually you'll start hitting 2 at a time, and 3 at a time, and 4 at a time. And eventually you even hit a half court. That'll be your home run. So be consistent in this real estate game. Get your education. Go to coaches. Go to conferences. Go to BRRRR 360. Join a mastermind group. Join our group. Speak with other people around you. Start changing the people around. Start changing this around. Start going to real estate groups, meeting. Start sharing with people what you want to do, where you want to go. I know Wayne Gretzky once said, I don't go to where the puck is going, where the puck is. I go to where the puck is going. So go start being with people that's going where you want to go. And that will change your settings. That will change your financial. That will make you leave the W-2 and exchange it for the K-1. Because that's what we're really looking for. A profitable K-1 at that. So, hey, that's my time. God bless you. God keep you. May God bless you beyond your belief, but not your capacity. And remember, you're one big deal away. Now, stay tuned. We're going to give away that free book and
Free ticket.
a free ticket to the
All
BRRRR
right. So
360.
those of you who want a free ticket, raise your hand in the chat and I'll choose one of you, because I don't know who already bought a ticket, right? So, all right. And this is for the live, not for the virtual, right, Mike?
What?
This is for the
No,
live
this
one.
is not for the virtual. This is for actual in-person.
In
So
person.
if you get this ticket and you show up, I ain't never giving you nothing again. It's in Cincinnati, Ohio, in Sharonville this week. Or
Yep.
next weekend. I'm sorry, next week.
Next week, next Wednesday,
Tuesday,
Thursday,
registration,
Tuesday registration.
and we're gonna have a blast the entire time.
All right. So let me give.
All
a
right, drum roll,
free
please.
ticket
We got Roger, Paul, Adam, Joseph, James, and Billy.
and Hitesh.
Oh, Hitesh.
Okay,
and Alicia.
we will choose
all
one
of-
of you. And let's give Hitesh Patel a free ticket. Hitesh Patel.
Whoa, attached, because man, he be on here forever.
I know he's always there. So
Attach, man, you're a lucky winner today, man. How do you feel?
how do you feel, Hitesh?
I feel this is great. I was bobbing and weaving and bobbing. And then I stuck my hand up and then they saw it. And because they saw my hand, I was able to get the ticket. And
All right,
it feels
Hitesh.
great when I just stick my hand up.
I will
Is that how you feel, Hitesh?
I will send you the instructions on how to get your free ticket.
Oh yeah, where's the book? We gotta get the book away.
Oh, the book. All right. Let's give Antoine Hill the book.
Antoine here in the building. So Hitesh and Antoine, man, y'all winning today, man.
Coming from Toledo. All right, Isaiah Bever. Oh, make sure I said it, Isaiah.
All right, man. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for joining. Paul, Joseph, Hitesh, Alicia, Adam, Annabelle, Yakira, Keisha, Isaiah, Sylvia. Who else we got on here, man? Scroll up there so I can say goodbye to everybody, man. Antoine, Ariel, Billy, Byron, Chris, Craig, Cynthia, James, John Pierre, Jeff, Joe, Calmego, Christopher, last name Mason, last name Medina, Patty, Roger, Ryan, Steve, and Sylvia.
Oh,
Thanks.
Steven is there.
Oh, that's what got Steve.
Yep.
Oh,
Our guy Steven.
that's who you want to check with. Steve, man. Give Steve a shot. You want some
Steven.
mastermind consulting there, right? All right. Join the course. Those on Facebook, those on Instagram, thanks so much for joining. I appreciate you. And I'll see you real soon. I'll see you next week. All right. God bless you. God keep you. May God bless you beyond your belief, but not your capacity. And remember, you're one big deal way. Peace. Right.
Think about it for a minute. If you wanna go and get it, you gotta get up. Think about it for a minute. If you wanna go and get it, you gotta get up. Hey!